Hey everyone, it's Olivia Augustin, and today I am going to be reading my Wish rewrite. I'm so excited to be doing this, and I'm doing it on December 5th because happy birthday, Walt Disney! It is today Walt Disney's birthday, the man who created the company, and that's why I'm doing it. I feel like Disney celebrated more of the company than the man who they should have been celebrating. Walt Disney made this company come to life, and he should have been celebrated, not the company. So this is a dedication to really Walt Disney himself. And it is Eisha and the Wishing Star. I changed the title from Wish to Eisha and the Wishing Star. I have about 8 or 9 acts. I'm not going to read all of the acts, just Act 1 today, and I'm also going to go over the cast today. So, this is my Wish rewrite. I hope you guys enjoy. So, let's start off with the cast. So, to start, let me put my glasses on. To start, we have Eisha, who is 17. Now, later in the movie, she does turn 18, but I just put 17 because that's the best. So, Eisha, 17, and she's being played by Scarlett Spencer. And this is what Scarlett looks like. This is Scarlett Spencer. I chose Scarlett Spencer because I feel like she has a really good singing voice, for one, and her actual age is 17. So it feels more proper for a 17-year-old to play a 17-year-old. She is the main character, King Augustus's apprentice. So in the original movie, we have where Eisha becomes the king's apprentice for like a day, basically. Like, she goes in for the thing. For the job interview. It didn't make sense to me that Eisha was shown the stars like the first time ever. Not stars, the wishes for the first time ever. That doesn't make sense to me that she was shown that. I feel like King Augustus or King Magnifico should have gotten to know Eisha. So in my rewrite, Eisha's been his apprentice for about 1 year. She is the daughter of Amara and the granddaughter of Basir. I've seen a lot of people do where Eisha is the daughter of the king and queen. I didn't do that simply because a lot of times I see a lot of Disney princesses being not actual princesses. I think like the only time where there's an actual princess is like Rapunzel and Ariel. I feel like that's like the only time. Like Cinderella marries in, she was not born a princess. Tiana, same, she marries in, she was not born a princess. Moana, even she is not technically a princess, she is the chief's daughter. There's a difference. I think the latest Disney princess was Anna and Elsa. So I really don't think that, I just feel like it's better that Eisha was not a princess, like by birth. Next up is Star, and yes, Starboy. I am doing Starboy. So I'm doing Starboy, and yeah. So Star is 17. He's being played by, why is his cast not listed? He's being played by Jackson Dollinger. And this is Jackson Dollinger. If he looks familiar, he was in a lot of Disney Channel shows. And I chose Jackson simply because he is very much, like, Jackson reminds me a lot of just, like, an outgoing boy. Like, when he played in Sydney to the Max, he very much reminded me of just like a boy that goes like crazy, makes jokes, rides skateboards, and I really wanted Star to be like he sticks to the rules, but he's willing to go for. He's willing to break the rules to risk his life for his friends. He's willing to make a joke here and there. So, a wishing star from the kingdom of Starlight, the son of Asher, raised by King Elian and is best friends with Prince Ares. In my prequel to Eisha and the Wishing Star, Leaving It All Behind, we find out a little bit about Asher and King Elian. So I'll put a link down below for my Leaving It All Behind. Okay, Numari, who was inspired by the character Dahlia, is 16 and she's played by Mika Senchak. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. This is her. I remember watching The Darkest Mind and The Astronauts and seeing an actress who can really play the role of somebody who doesn't know a lot of things, but also acts like a friend, is always there for a person, and is a really good leader. So I just felt like Dahlia reminds me a lot of like a leader, and so I really feel like this girl can play a leader. She's the royal baker, Isha's best friend, and her wish is to be the best baker ever, inspired by the character Dahlia. In my rewrite, I added a song where the 7 friends go over their wishes. So, it's a way for you guys to get to know them, because the original did not do a good job with getting to know them. Next up is Prince Ares. Now, I should have put this guy lower to the bottom of the cast list. Prince Ares isn't in this as much, but he is in the movie for like a split second. He's 18 and he's played by Seth Carr. Wow, it's loading. He is the son of King Elian, so he's like the birth son. He's a wishing star and Star's best friend. This is Seth Carr right here. And I know this is like a big step outside of his character zone, because like when he played in the Mysterious Benedict Society, he didn't really play like a character that was like steps outside of his boundaries. But I heard like the main event was a really good movie and a lot about like stepping out of your boundaries and being a wrestler and doing a lot of things. I didn't watch it, but that's what I've heard. And so I was like, oh, if he can break the rules and play in that, then yeah, totally. He can, because like Ares breaks the rules, like, so. It's not shown that he breaks the rules, but he does. Amara is Isha's mom and Basir's daughter-in-law. She's inspired by the character Sakina, that's her name. And she's played by Zoe Sandala. If that sounds familiar, that's who played Gamora. I chose her because I really wanted Isha's mom to appear as like a brave, protective woman. And the fact that Zoe has played a mom in Avatar and also has been a very good warrior in Guardians of the Galaxy, it just feels right that she could act like that. Gonna fix that. Next up is Basir, who's played by Jeff Bridges. He is Isha's 100-year-old grandpa, inspired by the character Sapino. And yes, I kept the 100-year-old grandpa, just because, why not? And he's being played by Jeff Bridges. Wi-Fi's slow right now. Sorry. Okay. This is Jeff Bridges right here. I recently watched a movie called The Giver, and Jeff Bridges starred as like this old man who taught people, who taught the like apprentice person. I don't remember the guy's name, and he was like a really wise old man in a way, and I loved it. He was great. He was amazing, and I really feel like Eisha's grandfather is just like a wise old man. And yes, I gave him back his song, A Wish Worth Making. I don't know why they left that out. That man got a song. Sapino got a song. Like, why would you take that out? That is so good for his character. King Augustus is being played by Chris Pine. Yes, I did the same actor because Chris Pine, I love Chris Pine. He's so good. He has so much charisma with his voice, and it feels right for him to play. So, King of Rosas, a powerful sorcerer and a victorious ruler, expects the best from his people, inspired by the character King Magnifico. Next up is Queen Amaya, who is played by Natalie Portman. That is the same person who played Jane in Thor. Augustus's wife. She's very strict and a very powerful sorcerer. King Elian. When I wrote Leaving It All Behind, this guy was not dead yet. James Earl Jones, when I wrote Leaving It All Behind, he was still alive. When I put it out, he was still alive. And now, very sad, he is no longer with us. It is very sad. And I should have changed the cast. I just didn't think about it because he feels like the perfect person to play King Elian, specifically because he played Mufasa. And King Elian is inspired by King Mufasa. He's a faithful king of the Kingdom of Starlight. He's the father of Ares and Star. I guess if I were to choose a different person to play him, I would choose probably Aaron Peter. I hope I'm pronouncing Pierre. I would probably choose this guy to play him, and because he's playing Mufasa in this movie, so I would probably pick this guy to play him. It's sad that James Earl Jones wouldn't be able to play him. Moving on to these last ones are all of Eisha's friends. Cove is 14, played by Gordon Cormier, I think that's how you pronounce that. This is Gordon. He recently played in the Avatar series. He recently played in the live-action Avatar series. And I chose him because he's really good at playing like a little kid, and it's kind of cute. And he's 14. Cove's 14. One of Eisha's friends tends to be very grumpy, but wishes to own an island with all his friends, inspired by the character Gobbo. Moving on, Tristan, played by Preston Oliver, one of Eisha's friends, recently gave his wish to the king, feels very lost, and doesn't know what he wants in life, because he forgot. Inspired by the character Simon. This is Preston Oliver. I chose Preston because watching Secrets of Sulphur Springs, I feel like Preston played like a really good best friend. Like, he was always there. I don't like that Simon betrayed his friends. It felt very out of character and very bad. Like, if he's known these people for such a long time, it doesn't make sense that he would just betray them. And I think it's really sad that he does it. And so, watching Preston always be there for his friends, it just feels right that he would play Tristan, and Tristan would always be there for everybody. I feel like he would be there. This is Preston Oliver. And I'm a huge fan of Preston. He's a really good actor. I wish he had more jobs, but he's really good. Next up is Dingy, played by, I'm not going to try and pronounce this name, because I know I'm going to fail. I'm going to let it load. One of Eisha's friends loves chickens, wishes that one day he would be a farmer, a great farmer, inspired by the character Safi. So, if you haven't noticed by now, yes, all of these characters are still inspired by the Seven Dwarfs. I kept that simply because, like, it's funny how Safi always sneezed here and there, so yeah, I have that in there. My Wi-Fi is very slow today. It's not wanting to load. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Hanyana is played by Lydia Julette. One of Eisha's friends, always happy, wishes that everyone would be joyful and happy all the time, inspired by the character Hal. They have the weirdest names. This is what he looks like, right here. This is a guy, and this is Lydia Julette. I chose her because in the movie, like Night Books and Feel the Beat, she was like a very happy girl. Actually, she really wasn't. She wasn't happy, but in The Darkest Mind, I think I remember her playing. I can't remember. I just feel like she fit the role, if I'm being honest. Ria is played by Sawanam. I'm not going to try and actually pronounce that name, actually. This is her. I actually don't know much about this girl. I haven't even watched the stuff that she plays in. But I figured she would play Basima or Ria very well. One of Eisha's friends, very shy but wishes to be able to sing in front of a large crowd, inspired by the character Basima. Next up is Isaac, played by Joel Dawson. One of Eisha's friends, very silly and goofy, wishes to be Rose's jester one day, inspired by the character Dario. This is him. Moving forward, this is the last person in the cast. The narrator, Estella, is played by Janet McTeer, a wishing star from the heavens, or from the kingdom of starlights, who has chosen the life of a human, Eisha's great-grandmother on her mother's side. So we'll get a little information about Estella later in the book. And this is like the narrator. She reads this story. And Janet also was the narrator of She was also the narrator of Maleficent. So I have a little reference. It's not gonna load, so I have a little reference that she's the narrator. Like, she says the same line. Anyway, let's begin reading Act 1. So, it opens in a quiet library illuminated by a single candle. The camera zooms in on a leather-bound storybook titled Eisha and the Wishing Star. The book rests on an edged wooden desk. The book slowly opens, revealing delicate pages filled with illustrations that come to life. So this is like very similar to the original opening, storybook opening. Narrator reads, but instead of Asha reading, it's her ancestor. Let us tell an old story anew, and we will see how well you know it. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Eisha, who was full of hope and joy. Eisha lived with her mother, Amara, her father, Emerson, and grandfather, Basir, and the baby goat, Koga. Yes, I changed the name from Valentino to Koga. It's cuter. As the pages turn, images of Eisha and her family are shown. Eisha was particularly close to her father, a man who worked for King Augustus. As the pages turn, an illustration that depicts Eisha loving her father, who was standing next to the king. Emerson and King Augustus were the best of friends. They both understood that there was nothing more important than a wish. Not just any wish, of course, the one that drives your heart. But they also understood just how impossible it can be to make that wish come true. The book turns the page to show the people of Rosas and their wishes. And so Emerson, King Augustus, and Queen Amaya made a promise to each other to grant people's wishes, to grant people's hopes and dreams. They became the most powerful sorcerers in Rosas, saying that if the people of Rosas kept the rules, remained good and kind, their wish would be granted. On the next page, the pictures show the king granting people's wish. One day, Emerson discovered a dark secret about King Augustus. He discovered that the king was using the wishes to gain enough power to pull a wishing star out of the sky. The pages turn to show Emerson watching the king, who was trying to pull a wishing star out of the sky. Emerson knew this was wrong and had to do something about this, but the king stopped him before he could. King Augustus caused Emerson to become very ill, so ill that Emerson had a hard time remembering the dark secret he had learned. The book shows a page where the king causes Emerson to fall ill. Although Emerson was sick, he decided to spend his last days with his family. The camera zooms in on one of the illustrations in the book. The illustration depicts a small cottage in the woods. Inside the cottage is Eisha and her family. Emerson was about to get home, and Eisha was patiently waiting at the door for her father. Eisha, sweetheart, come eat some dinner. Daddy will be home in a minute. Oh, but I don't want to eat dinner without him. I know, but your father always tends to get home late. But he said he would be home for dinner this time. Suddenly, the family hears horses. Mom, I think I hear Dad! The door of the cottage swung open, revealing Emerson, who was pale and coughing. The king was beside him. Eisha ran to hug her father and welcomed him home. Daddy, I'm so glad you're home. I'm glad I'm home too. Everyone knows the king and started to bow. No need for bowing. Amar, I need to speak to you privately. Of course. Turned to Eisha and Basir. Eisha, why don't you and your grandfather go to your room? Okay, Mom. Eisha and Basir left the room. Coco follows behind. I wish we could listen to what they're saying. Can't we? Basir puts his ear to the door, Eisha and even Coca copying him. Eisha and even Coca copy him. Meanwhile, outside of Eisha's room, the king talks to Amar about Emerson's situation. While we were working, your husband became terribly ill, so I checked him and I found out he only has a couple of months left to live. Amara covers her mouth as her eyes fill with tears. Eisha, hearing all this, cries and runs out of her room towards her father. Daddy, I don't want you to die. Please don't leave me. Eisha, I could never leave you. I'll always be right here in your heart. Emerson hugs his daughter tightly as King Augustus leaves. The family enjoys a quiet dinner together. Later that night, Eisha and Emerson head to their favorite tree in the forest and look up at the stars. They sit on a branch together and talk. Daddy, is it true that when you wish upon a star, your dreams will come true? Yes, it is true. But that old star will only take you part of the way. You've got to help it along with some hard work of your own. Well, I want to wish that you get better, Dad. Eisha, sweetheart, everyone's time on this earth is limited. Those stars can't lengthen or shorten my time. I understand. I just don't want you to leave, Dad. I know, but promise me that when I leave, you'll never lose sight of what's really important, okay? I promise, Dad. The screen fades to black as the words appear on the screen saying 10 years later. The screen shows the Kingdom of Roses. The people are happy and joyful as the song City of Roses by Olivia Logsdon starts to play. A 17-year-old Eisha starts singing while walking down the streets of Rosas. Before I start with the song, I didn't really change a lot of City of Roses. I changed the title from Welcome to Roses to City of Roses. The whole her giving a tour, straight out copy of the Madrigal family. Definitely is. So it feels better that she's just like walking through the kingdom, kind of like how Belle walks through the town in Beauty and the Beast. So that's basically what I did. In the chorus, the town joins in and sings and the chorus is the same as in the original. So, and yes, I am gonna sing. Please don't judge. I'm singing a cappella. I mean, you can give me advice on my singing, but like, don't be rude in the comments. It's probably like the 4th time that I've sung on screen on here, so. And I wrote these songs. So if something sounds off to you, it's because of me. I don't really do a lot of rhyming. And I know songs are supposed to rhyme. I just don't like rhymes. So, in the woods is the kingdom of your dreams. You can wish for anything you want. Anything is possible. It's where your dreams and reality can collide. A kingdom full of hope and beauty. 'Cause here in the city of roses, you can turn all you want into wishing, no what ifs, no wonders. Oh, here in the city of roses, it's unlikely that you'll be unhappy with so much to discover. A home for me and you and all of us. The city of roses. You can thank a king and queen for all of this joyfulness. To powerful sources full of magic and wonder. They can grant all of our wishes. 'Cause here in the city of roses, you can turn all you want into wishing, no what ifs, no wonders. Oh, here in the city of roses, it's unlikely that you'll be unhappy with so much to discover. A home for me and you and all of us. City of roses. The stars used to look down on us, now they celebrate us. None of this will be possible without our king and queen. 'Cause here in the city of roses, you can turn all you want into wishing, no what ifs, no wonders. Oh, here in the city of roses, it's unlikely that you'll be unhappy with so much to discover. A home for me and you and all of us. City of roses. The song ends. One of Eisha's friends, Numari, walks up to her. I like how you're always walking into town with a happy smile. Oh, thanks, Numari. The reason I do that is because I feel like the people of Rosas, Oh, thanks, Numari. The reason I do that is because I feel like after the people of Rosas have given up their wishes, they're so dull and have forgotten life's important qualities. I get what you're saying. It seems like they're just working all day so the king might grant their wishes. Mari moves her hand to show the people of Rosas washing clothes, running shops, and cleaning. The people of Rosas looked miserable while doing all these things. Hey, speaking of the king, don't you have apprentice duties to attend to? Oh, you're right! I'm going to be late! Eisha says goodbye to Numari and quickly leaves. Eisha reaches the castle and is taken to King Augustus by Queen Amaya.
Ah, Eisha, you're finally here.
Sorry I'm late.
No, it's okay. You were with the people of Rosas trying to make them happy. I could ask nothing more than for you to do that every day.
My father always taught me to try to bring the best out of people.
Your father was a good man. I miss him every day, especially when I look up at the stars. Doing that motion reminds me of him.
My father used to say, the stars are there to guide us, to inspire us, to remind us to believe in possibility. What I wouldn't give to spend one more day with him.
It's not fair, is it? You know, when I was young, I too suffered a great loss.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
My father was taken from me when I was only 12. I had no guidance and no idea how to rule this kingdom.
How did you push through?
I had Amaya. She and I learned so much magic to help win the people's trust. We learned how to grant people's wishes. But we had to set rules and guidelines. So once a month we grant a wish, but we only grant the wish if the people stay in line and follow our rules. Eisha, I want to show you something.
Okay.
I've known you for a long time, and you've been my apprentice for over a year. So I think it's time I showed you the wishes.
King Augustus guides Eisha into a vault filled with sparkly orbs that feel so alive. Eisha stares at them in amazement. They're beautiful.
They truly are. Can I tell you something, Eisha? People think wishes are just ideas, but no, they are the part of your heart, the very best part. And here's something else. These wishes are so magical that they could empower so many people. People's wishes are everything, so we mustn't let them get destroyed, because it could hurt the person, make them very sick. My father got very sick. Do you think something happened to his wish? No, because I protect the wishes with everything I have.
Oh, I see. Sorry I doubted you.
It's okay, Eisha. However, that's all for today. You go home and prepare to celebrate your grandfather's 100th birthday.
Okay. Bye, Your Majesty.
Eisha heads home to her friend's mother and grandfather who are setting up for the birthday party. Stirring batter for the cake.
So, Eisha, how was your time with the king? It was good. I got to know about the king's past.
Any dark secrets? Why would the king have dark secrets? Because rulers always have a dark secret. That's why there's always revolting, and people who don't trust, like me.
You never trust anybody. Anyway, no cove, no dark secrets. King Augustus is a good man. We have no reason not to trust him. We must remain loyal so our wishes...
There's a boy reading that. I'm sorry, I'm going to start over. King Augustus is a good man. We have no reason not to trust him. We must remain loyal so our wishes will be granted. You always say that, Tristan. Ha! Not to mention, Eisha will be joining him in saying that, since she's turning 18. Happy birthday! In a few days. Not today.
Hey, look. Tristan's wish will be granted. And when I give my wish, I'll still be myself.
Okay. Not fully believing what Eisha says.
I wish I could meet the king. You're so lucky. I wish I could meet the king in person. You're so lucky, Eisha. Thank you, Ria. I guess I just have good genes.
Achoo! Unlike me, my wish would be to quit sneezing everywhere I go. Achoo!
Amara, Isha's mom walks in. Everything looks amazing. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome. Now, the wishing ceremony is about to start, so let's hurry to the castle and we'll eat cake afterwards. Sounds great, Mom. Turns to her grandfather. Come on, Papa. This is going to be the ceremony. I can feel it.
I feel it too, my dear Eisha. Let's hurry.
Amara, Basir, Eisha, and her friends hurry to the castle for the wishing ceremony. Act 1 ends. Okay, that is the end of Act 1. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I wouldn't say there's a lot of difference from the original in the Act 1. I feel like the main difference is I tried to give her friends more screen time because they didn't have as much screen time in the original, and I really disliked that because I felt like I don't remember half their names. I feel like I only remember Gabo and Dahlia and Simon, but that's about it. I literally had to look up their names, which is why I gave them a song that's kind of like a parody of I Got a Dream. So you'll see that later down the line. Act 2 kind of reveals a little bit about King Augustus and Queen Amaya and the fact that they're evil. So I'll be reading that tomorrow. I hope you guys really enjoyed Act 1. That is all I have for you guys today. Bye!